are you wearing?
A Canadian tuxedo.
Canadian.
I'm a hockey player. Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
To all you Blues fans, we're bleeding blue with you.
Let's go Blues. Let's go Blues. Let's go Blues.
BlueNote Fan Report. I'm choking to death. Hello. Yes, last minute show. I had two people on, and they went away, and that's fine. But today it's Labor Day, so I figured I'd labor away on the show for a little bit. Yes, I didn't talk to Justin before I did this. I sent him a message and said, hey, I'm jumping on a live. He may want to join me or not. He's messaging me now. And we have live shows coming up. That's what we're going to be talking about, live shows. Live shows. You're talking about live shows, not the virtual ones. Live shows. Yes, live shows. We're going to be talking about live shows. Little Ellen Iverson there. I have 4 set up. 3 have already been posted. I'm going to work on the 4th one today. We have a show, the 4th show. Well, I think it's going to be the 5th. I think I might do one more show. I may have another show in there. I just don't know yet. I'm telling Justin he can join if he wants. So when I made it, let me be the idiot that I am, and I am an idiot, and we all know that. And let me show you guys something. First of all, let's go here. Dun 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 dun. Guys on idiot, don't you know? So here are the events that I have set up. Now, they're one of them is doubled, and it's not a big deal. Oh my goodness, he's gonna doing this. Hi, Justin.
What's going on?
Well, so I didn't tell you about this, and it's a last minute thing. I'm glad you're here. It's great. You didn't have to be, and I appreciate you being here. We have 4 live shows set up so far, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've only posted 3 of them. Now there's 4 up on the screen, but one of them's a duel because I originally posted it in the Hawaii Blues Fan Clan, but that's a private group, so you can't share that out. So I went and did it separate, right? So I could share it out. We have a 4th show that hasn't been done yet, so I'm going to talk about that, and I'm going to do. You've seen the, and I've sent you in the past the thumbnails that I do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to try and do today is I'm going to try and make that thumbnail, like show you how I make it, right?
Okay.
I think that'd be kind of a cool thing for people to see. Not only that, it gives you an idea of what it takes. See, this is why shows don't get put out days in advance, because it takes a lot of, you got to know what the storylines are prior to the game. And that makes it really hard. Like the show we're doing on the 19th of October at Cusimano's Bar and Grill. I've been there before. Great place. It's a late night place, so it normally doesn't open until 9 o'clock at night. He's opening early for us to do our podcast. The problem here is we don't even know what we're going to talk about yet.
Nope.
Right? There's 2 weeks in the season before we even get to that point. There's 6 games, 7 games. See if I can pull it up here real quick. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, from the 9th to the 19th. Yeah, that sounds probably about
I
right.
want to say 5 games.
Probably somewhere around that point, because sometimes usually the Blues schedule seems to be not as busy in the beginning, but it seems like this season it's a
Well,
little bit
they've got.
busy.
Well, I know of at least 2. They've got the Wild and the Calgary Flames, and I know the Calgary Flames. Well, Wild is a home opener, and the
Mhm.
Calgary Flames. That's our live in Wharton.
Yes.
Right, and I'm sorry, my laptop here. When I have a live open, sometimes it doesn't want to bring the other live up. Oh, here we go. Or the other screen, not live. The other. I keep 6 browsers open at a time, and those 6 browsers have 10 panes with them. Right.
Mhm.
No, I forgot what I was going to show. I absolutely. Oh no, I was looking for the schedule. Dumbass. Boy, I'm really having a day here, man.
Yeah, I'm thinking somewhere around probably in that vicinity, like you said, about 5 games. Usually they seem to spread out quite a bit in the beginning of the season.
Yeah. I'm trying to pull it up. Pull it up here in a second. So that's why, and also, I'm thinking about, where can we do that 5th show at? Still trying to find the hole in the schedule that will allow us to do that 5th show. And I think that 5th show, and that may be more of a virtual show than a live show. I may show up live, but not have everybody else show up live. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Right. Not 100% sure on that yet. Just kind of playing it by ear and seeing what I get. I actually would like to do so we're doing a show in Illinois, a little bit north, right? And man, why can I not find what I'm looking for today? Here we go. Can't find anything. So here we go. So we've got the 9th is the Wild. The 11th is Calgary. The 13th is Vancouver. That's the away, the 2 aways. And then we've got the 15th with the Blackhawks and the 18th with Dallas. So that's 5 games before the 19th. That's a lot of talking points.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, thinking about this now, the 18th, that's Saturday. You want to go to the Dallas game with me?
Yeah, I'd love to do that, man. That sounds good.
Let's figure it out. You and me can try and go to the Dallas game.
Yeah.
Right? So Dallas game, and maybe, I don't know what your work schedule is. The Utah game on the 23rd, that's a Thursday. Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
The game's at 7. So I don't know if you can get off early enough to figure something out, but we can try and do 2 games while I'm there. What do you think?
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. We'll have to kind of discuss it. Like I said, my work is pretty flexible, with me so far, which I'm very gracious and appreciative of them and all that. So, as long as I know in advance and I can get everything set up for all that.
So that one, the one thing with me, I want to be there. I believe in this, and I know a lot of people don't, but I do. Jason says my ideal start to our season is not 7-0, more like 4-2-1. I don't want them to get a big head. We have the talent. Just get in. You know what, Jason? That's not a bad thought process. It's not a bad. I mean, it's not a great thought, but it's not a bad thought process either. And I will say there was a season the Blues went, I want to say 8-0, 7-0, 8-0, and missed the playoffs. 2 seasons that I can think of them doing something like that.
I think I wouldn't say the process is wrong, and I wouldn't say the process is right in that opinion. I do think that teams could get big heads, but I don't know. I think if this team started off 7-0, I don't see them faltering very much to where like they would miss the playoffs. And if they start 7-0, I mean, then they have given the Blues fans a reason to be, excited, like even more excited than we already are going into the season. So,
howdy, Samantha, how you doing? Yeah, Jason says they found a website where I can watch the games. We're on a small delay. Well, hopefully, Jason, you can get your butt out to one of these lives, and especially the Calgary one up in Warden. It's not that far from you. I know you have issues with driving and that, but maybe we can find somebody who's willing to take you up there. We still got time. We got time.
mm-hmm. Don't worry, we'll supply.
Yeah.
Signs, all right.
Yeah. So going back to what I was saying, I believe when you buy that ticket entitles you to be there from the moment they open the doors till the moment they push you out the doors, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So the game, usually they open the doors an hour and a half. That's when I want to be walking through the door.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll figure out how to make sure that happens. All right. And then again, part of this, I'm not saying it's, so I'm a vet and I can get vet ticks. Sometimes there's a lot of them. Sometimes there isn't. Beginning of the season, there's a lot of hype. So there may not be as many tickets, and I may have to purchase tickets, which isn't a big deal. We'll figure it out. But I really do want to go with you. Well, you do good in school for us, Sam. We appreciate you, right? I'm looking forward to these live shows because this is I've done live shows before, but I've never had a chance to really like get them out there a month ahead of time, right? Mm-hmm. The only one that I've ever been able to do something like that was I did my 50th birthday. I did one at the old BlueNote Bar and Grill. And unfortunately, my birthday is the very, very end of December. So it's a lot of people said they were going to come, didn't come. And I get it, right? It's, next to, New Year's Eve the next day. No one wants to mess with it. It was between games, so I get it. No problem. It happens. This is different. Month out, we're doing them. We're doing most of these shows on a Sunday, early 5 o'clock. I think 5 o'clock is early on a Sunday for me, mm-hmm. Right? A live show, with the exception of the one on the 5th, should be an hour and a half. Right now, the one on the 5th could be longer because it's a special show, preview show. Well, Sam, we got all our faith in you. We know you're going to do just fine. And it's early enough, and especially one of them, the one on the 19th, the one I'm going to be setting up, is in Maplewood.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard for anybody to get to Maplewood. I'm sorry. There is nobody in St. Louis that can say getting to Maplewood's hard. Nobody.
Yeah.
Right. And this bar, this place that we're going to is right on the edge of St. Louis City, St. Louis County. It's right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I might have a picture of it in my phone somewhere, but it's the post. I mean, it says St. Louis County, entering St. Louis City, leaving St. Louis City, entering St. Louis County. It's right there, right next to the bar, like half 100 feet from the bar.
Yeah.
It's right there. So, it's easy to get to. Cusimano's is kind of worn out. I mean, it's beat up a little bit. The guy makes great food. I mean, it's a dive in some ways, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in a positive way. And Paul does a great job of keeping the place up. And when I reached out to him, he's like, "Oh yeah, you want to do shows? Let's do shows. Is there a game? If there's a game, I'll barbecue." And I mean, he really wanted to do something. So the problem is there's only away game that we could there's 2 away games that we could really do there, unfortunately. And that's the 13th. They're Mondays, the 13th and the 27th. And I'm not sure about doing the away games. I'm going to the game on the 28th. I've been given a ticket to that one. I'm going to the game on the 15th. I've been given a ticket to that one. Anything else we do might be like, depending on where I'm staying, a virtual show like we normally do, except it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Matt Lowe, we're talking about my live shows, trying to set them up. Now, the thumbnail. Let's work on the thumbnail for the 19th. And you interrupt me anytime you want while I'm doing this, okay? So yep. It'll give us, it'll give you and you can ask. I want you to ask questions, and hopefully you can, if you see something that doesn't make sense, or, you think is a better way to do it, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the thumbnail first, right? I'm going to make the thumbnail first, and then go in. Once I save the thumbnail, I'm going to go in and make the event itself, and make it at Cusimano's, make the event, and then post that event, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we'll do that. Does that make a little sense?
Yeah.
I hope guys. I want guys to see. I kind of don't think in some ways, and this is nothing against people that watch the show, but they don't understand what it takes to put on some of these shows, and why I'm last minute into things, right? Why it's not like right there? Why is it take? Why is he telling us putting this stuff out a day ahead? Why a couple hours ahead? Because this is why, right? I need to get to a Blues game. It would be my first. Well, I don't know how they play in Boston. I don't remember when, but that's probably the closest for you. I don't know. Are you closer to Boston or Carolina? Well, no. Boston is above New York. So actually, she might be. I'd have to look at a map. I would think like taping wires up. I'm not sure what you mean by that there, Chris. But let's see. I want to, just give people an idea of what it's like, what I'm putting together in that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe this is a stupid show, but what I think it'll be fun, right? So let me go here. There we go. Okay. So this is this is my video editing software, right? And what I do, I've saved this a couple of times, and I have, like you can see on here different where I've done different shows, right? Like here's one of them, right? There's one I did at Vitali's last year. Don't have the Cusimano one on here. Here we go, talking about Sam. There's the one I used for Sam, when Sam was here, and just different things that I've had to do. And what I do is I leave this, come back to here. I just leave the main thing there, right? The main back screen.
Yeah. And
then add to it, right? So if I go over here, you can kind of see what I'm doing here. I'm going to do this real quick. Each one of these is called I forget what it's called. It's a level, and the levels, the lowest the lowest one is the very back, right? And everything else is put on top of that. So the higher the number, and I forget what these are called. What are these called? Tracks. They're tracks. Okay. So the lowest track is the number one, is the very background. So that's the background, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that kind of make a little bit of sense right now?
Yeah.
Right. And if you remember with some of these, I had the fleur-de-lis and the STL in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the way I had those in there was I'd come down here, track. Now I had them set up differently for that show, right? So if I come over here, take it and just move that one. And now this one with the white. Now in this area, because of this color blue and that blue, it didn't go together really well, right? So you couldn't see it. Give you an idea. Yeah, Dylan, I do wish Devin was here with us. And I do apologize to you and your family. I just couldn't do the funeral. I'm sorry. I have my own personal reasons, and I hope you'll forgive me, but I just could not do the virtual funeral. So if you notice, see here, when I do this, when I make the white go away, see how hard it is to kind of see that No, you can't see it now completely. But when I bring it back, see how hard it is to see that?
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
STL, but when I bring it down here,
A little easier to see. Yeah.
right? Really easy to see it, right?
Mhm.
So I do that. And then the most important thing is it's going to be, the words. So bring that frame up here. Well, I appreciate you, Dylan, and thank you. Thank you very much. Right. I really do. Thank you. Thank you for those kind words. So there's one set of the words. And where's the other set? Here we go. Put those on. Put those on. So basically now the thing that's got to change is the one up here, right? Because it's not a watch party. This is just a live show. So the BlueNote Fan Report live live vodcast. We'll just say a live vodcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Vodcast, and it's going to be at. I got to go back and double check that I spelled this right. CUS. Come on. Now I'm going to go look online to make sure I spell it right. Yeah. Oh, I'm a horrible speller, man. When I finally got to high school and you didn't have to do spelling tests anymore, and I celebrated that day. When I realized you didn't have to do a spelling testing, oh man, I absolutely celebrated that day. I was like jumping up and down, and like that's how happy I was, right?
Yeah. Kind of how I felt about AR reading.
Say again?
I said kind of how I felt about AR reading when I didn't have to do that anymore.
Cusimano's. It's called Cusimano's Pizza. It's also it could be a bar and grill. CUSUMANO. And if you didn't know, Cusimano's is kind of a famous name in St. Louis, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is related to that Cusimano. That he's part of that family. He is part of that family.
Oh.
And this is in Maplewood. I finally got it right. Make sure I'm pulling up the address. There we go. Oh, it says no, it's Maple. MAP Maplewood. Right? I think I spelled that right.
Yeah, I think it's spelled the same
Maplewood
exact way as what you would think it would be spelled as.
Say again?
I said I think it's spelled the exact same way.
Same way, yeah.
What you would think it would be spelled as.
Because he's right, like on the edge. He's in St. Louis City, but he's more in Maplewood, right? You know, he's right there on the edge. October 19th at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. So I mean that's a good start. Think, right? Yeah. And down here, this is where I know I'm going to screw up. So we're not doing the game, watch the game, but we can kind of do this. The one that I had on here before. And I'm going to do. So you can help me, join the DISCUSION. Is that right? Or is it DISS?
I think it's DISS, right? No, sorry, I'm blanking too. No, I think it's. No, I think you got it right. I think you got it right. I'm gonna. Like I said, I'm not gonna get super close to the screen, so
DISCUSSION.
There you go.
There we go. So there's a double S in there, and it's on the back end.
Yeah.
DISSCUSSION. Join the discussion. Make the D capital here. And then what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to take the guy in Justin, put it up here. Take this one, lower it just a little bit. Do a delete so it kind of brings it up. There we go. Now you can tell me if you think that looks good or not. And as I asked the blind guy,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Like I said, I'm listening. I'm more of a verbal person. I have to be.
I get that, but
ver-
for these, I do. If you got to do this to see it, I need that because I need that. Hey, this is right. Oh, and Samantha's going discussion. There you go. She got me. She helped me out there. Thank you, Sam. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Now, that looks pretty good, I think. But you need the middle, right? You got to have something in the middle. What I would do on this one is I would go to the if I can pull it up here, I might have to do it on this side. I'll go on here on Facebook, and I know you can't see me doing this on here, so I'm talking about it. See you, Kusama. I'm going to go to Kusamano's page and download their they have a couple of things on here like I could cut away, to use their, I don't know what you would call it, flyer. I guess that would be the best thing, right? They have a couple flyers out there. I could use one of those. Use like what they have as a. Here we go.
So I know for why you're kind of doing that.
Yeah.
I know we have the show on the 11th, and that will be the game against Calgary.
Yes.
And then from Calgary on, I think from the 11th to the 19th. I think do they play 2 or 3 games?
3 games.
3 games. Okay. So are you thinking that maybe that will be our discussion on that 19th show? Those 3 are those 3 games wrapped up? And obviously
it might be all 5 games. I mean, we'll be able to talk a little bit about the home opener, and we can talk a little bit, about the Calgary game in the post game.
Mm-hmm.
But there might be things that come up that bring them into light. So it would probably be like almost all. That would be our first like normal Sunday show that we're going to try and do every week.
Yeah.
All right. So let me get back here. So now what I'm going to do, turn that on, bring this down. So now this is Kusamano's thing, right? And obviously that's too busy. Doesn't really help us with what we need.
Mm-hmm.
But what I can do, I'll go into it now. And oops, I think I got to go down here and do it. Edit the image. I think it's a pan and zoom, but yeah, here we go. Crop and rotate. Bring it over here to freeform. And what I will use is that part of it. Say okay. Oops, a little too big. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. We'll kind of see if I can find the right key. There we go. There we go. Now, I could put, like on the other one, I had the picture of the crowd in that. I don't know if I'm going to do that on this one.
Yeah.
I think that's actually pretty good right there.
I think that's pretty good. Like I was saying, I think I love the the thumbnails that you have been doing, with the 3 pictures. Sometimes it just depends on what the picture is. I think it looks a lot more busier than it probably needs to be. Like this looks clean. It, like you said, it doesn't look busy. It tells you everything that we're going to be talking about the Blues. That's our whole thing, but it gives us it shows the event and what when it
Now,
is. Everything.
now I want to show the one I'm calling you out here, but I'm calling you out lovingly, okay? This is the one that you thought was too busy. All right? And that's the one on the 5th.
Yeah.
I get it. It was a little too busy. And I wasn't sure. Actually, it wasn't. I don't know. I think the 5th might have been the one you were okay with. I think it was the one that was up here. Might not have been that one. It might have been another
Well,
one.
no. I think, like I said, it all depends on. I guess for me, I guess it also depends on the pictures that are used.
Yeah.
That make it kind of look busier than it needs to be. Like in the one you just did right there for the 19th, you have one picture there. You made it big enough to where, it's visible. But it's not busy, But I don't have a problem with, any of
Yeah.
the.
No, I know which one you had the problem with. It was when we originally came on, that picture, which I can't seem to find now because I don't remember what I saved it as. But because I took the fleur de lis and the STL and I put it over here in the corner, because we, as the game day, because I dropped I had the Blues logo and the Calgary logo over here. That did make it look busy. I agree with you on that.
I will say, sorry to cut you off. I will say, I think the thing that throws me off about the thumbnail here for the Vitaly Hideaway that you got up right now, I think is the reason it probably throws me off a little bit is because the left side of the screen and the center is a more of a darker, with the pictures, and then you have the really white with all the logos. Yeah. I think that's probably what threw me off. But I get that, I get why you did it. It's our, prediction show. So I mean, I get why you're putting it there. I think that's probably why I'm like, oh, that kind of looks weird to the eye. But
yeah, I thought I may not have saved the one that when we first came on, the way it was set up that way.
Yeah,
I may not have saved that, or I might have put it in a different area, and I wonder if I did. Let me do something here real quick. Oh yeah, here it is. So that's it. I did save it in a different spot.
Okay.
Oh, well, let me put it there. So this is, and I get that. That did look busy because I put the STL and the fleur de lis over here, and I probably shouldn't have, but I didn't know what else to put over there.
Yeah, no.
What I probably should have done was take those away and, move the Vitalis over and the picture of the crowd over to where they kind of both, they weren't centered, but they made it look like they were the center. Right. I may still do that with those two pictures. Right. Go back and because I can always go back and change these thumbnails. Right. I can always go in and change them. Now, going back to where we're at now, this is a good thumbnail, I think. Right?
Yeah, it is.
And obviously we only got 2 people watching us, so we've bored everybody to death. But that's fine. Let them be bored on Labor Day, right? It's a good way to get the show out, and it's a good way for them to see what it takes for me to do this.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? I mean, there's a lot of energy that goes into this, and they may not realize it. Right? So I think this is good right there for the show, right? Live vodcast. Maybe I'm going to move that down to just a little bit. There we go. Live vodcast. It feels like I need more words there. Maybe that's not enough.
I will say, sorry, for the thumbnails that you do, though, I gotta say, I really love the. I love that the Blues did, with the rebrand and they did the fleur de lis and the STL. I love those logos, and I think they complement really well at the bottom. When you put them in the corners, I really love that. I think it makes it look clean.
For the discussion show, they'll be there. For the game day shows, the logos of the teams will be there.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I think, the way that you do it, like you said, having the logos in the left and then right, I think that's clean.
Um, okay. So that right there is how I've set up the thumbnails, more or less, right? You know, like I said, here's another thumbnail that I did. You can kind of see that. This is the one we did with Johnny Gaudreau's 1 year passing, the NHL cover, and we kind of went into breaking down the teams a little bit from the Central. So that's how I set them up. All right. Okay. So now, stop sharing that, and let's go here. Okay, so now what I'm sharing is my Facebook profile, and I'm going go. There we go. Yes, this is my Facebook profile, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the Cusamanos event, right? So over here to events and create event. Add the picture, upload, and hopefully I saved it in the right spot. I'm good at doing that sometimes, saving them in the wrong folder.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, here we go. So there's the that, and this is report with Justin and Guy. I have a hard time to figure out which name goes first, because to me, you know, the name being first doesn't, you know, in show business that's top billing. To me, it's not. It's how they roll off the tongue. Right. So Justin and Guy and Justin, it kind of rolls off the tongue the same, but I think Justin and Guy rolls off just a tad better. Right? Does that make sense?
I always kind of thought the same thing. I'm like, why does he have my name first? And I'm like, it kind of, like you said, it kind of rolls off the tongue. I think, fine both ways, I think. But, yeah.
So, let's go here. Now I'm working on 5 p.m. I'm not going to put an end date for that one. And this one is in person. And the location is Cusamanos Pizza. There we go. All right, Cusamanos Pizza. Who can see it? Public, meaning we can share it. Now here, this is where I struggle. And yes, what's really screwed up is, I'm trying to, I'm in some ways I want to be a writer, right? Mm-hmm. It's when I have to write these details out that I freeze really bad, right? But here's the other thing I'm going to do. Dustin Scott, he is added as a co-host. On this show, I'm not adding anybody. On the other shows, I've added other co-hosts. On this one, it's just you, right? We'll call this our first episode, our first weekly-ish episode of SEA season. Does that work?
Yeah.
Join us at Cusamanos for food, TRI, drink, and GRE, great. Blues, TA, talk. Leave that. Stop. At the place, and we could have some giveaways. There we go. I think that works for, I mean, and we can always go back. So that's the thing. These calls we edited, we can always go back closer and add more topics and things that we're going to talk about.
Mhm.
And not only that, there's going to be companion lives to all of these. Right?
Yeah.
This is just a start. It gets people involved. Now I create the event. And then this will let me invite people. And it'll let me invite 500. I just invite the first 500 on my friends list. So some people don't get invited, some do. But, you know, again, I put it on my page. I share it. So hopefully that will get played out. And right now, I think Samantha's the only one watching us.
That's okay. I mean, you can't. You know, we're not going to expect much on a holiday day.
Yeah.
But,
I don't care.
You know, it's a good.
I'm just saying.
It's a good impromptu show. You know, kind of. You know, just let people see what kind of goes.
Yeah, and again, a lot of people will go back. Some people will go back and watch this later. Now, once I'm done with all this, once I get this all in there, send this invite to the 500 people, and hopefully I might go back later and like casually go through and then try and figure out if I want to invite other people, or, you know, it goes on our thing. Share it in a group. Obviously, I share it in the Hawaii Blues Fan Clan, and I can share it in other groups. Post that. So there we go. The event's posted, right? And now it's just getting people to go from there, right? Hopefully we can get some people, and that's the best thing we can do. We try and get people to come out for our shows and have good talk and have good things to talk about. And there we go. Let me go ahead and remove that. Now, that's it. So we got about 20 minutes left, a little bit less than that. We can talk some Blues hockey, right?
Yeah.
The NHL, I saw it on, I think it was Instagram. I'm not completely sure, and I don't know, because Instagram doesn't work really well. It works better on the phone than it does on the computer. But I want to say that they had, like, who was in the Central, who was the best top six, right? And I got to say, looking at everybody's top six, I'm going to see if I can find this, because I want to read it off. I can't really like show it, because like I said, Instagram doesn't work very well on a computer, on a laptop.
Mm-hmm. You know, I probably didn't see this. I'm on Instagram, but I don't think I see what you're talking about. So
maybe it was somebody else that showed it, but I showed it. It was something. Maybe it was. It might have been an NHL Gateway.
Oh, you know, maybe I did see it. Maybe I saw it on like Facebook or something like that. It probably was shared by like NHL Network.
What? Maybe it was on NHL, right? In our NHL Network.
Yeah.
It might have been NHL Network. Here we go.
Something like that, because they've been hyping the season up.
Yeah.
You know, with every division and all that too. I think so.
Maybe it was on Facebook. I thought I saw it on Instagram. It could have been on something else.
I mean, you could be right. But generally, when they share something, like especially a source like that, like NHL Network, it's going to be on multiple platforms.
There we go. Well, here's the one for the Central Division with this was back 6 days ago, 7 days ago, 6 days ago. They did which team has the best projected defense for the Central, right? And for me, it's I hate to say this, but it's Colorado. because even though Mikhail McCoy's offensive, he's still, I mean, what he brings, right? So they list all the top 6,
Mhm.
and I had us third, right? Going through the defenses, I had us third.
Yeah, no,
I had, say again?
Oh, I said, yeah, I agree with you. I don't have a problem with that. I say first would be probably Colorado, and then I would
I had
put Dallas,
Colorado, Dallas, and then us in defense.
and then us. Yeah, that's what I would have.
Right.
Too.
And now let's see if I can find.
And honestly, in some cases, a lot of people, like maybe not
Yeah.
me and you, but like I like Dallas's defense too. People could probably swap Colorado and Dallas. There's a lot of people that would put Dallas there at the top.
Yeah.
But,
well, here's the one where they did this in the Pacific. Which team has the best projected top 6? This was in the Pacific.
Yeah.
But I know they did one for us because I seen it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been talking about it.
Yeah, I think I.
Oh, here it is. I found it.
Okay.
Right. It looks like they did it on both NHL on NHL and NHL Network.
Mm-hmm.
Let me try something here. I don't know if this is going to work because first of all, I don't remember what my login is unless it's automatic and it pops up from me. Yeah, I don't have my login. I can try this. Yeah, I don't remember. I was hoping to let me log in, but
Kind of a hard thing to pull up, huh?
yeah, I'm going to try one more thing, see if this works. Sometimes it'll let you log in with Facebook without having to put in your Facebook profile. Oh, here we go. Maybe I got it. So now if I can search NHL Network. Oh, here we go. Okay, you know what? I might be able to show it.
Nice.
Maybe. maybe. And we can talk about it. I really do. I looked at these top 6. You know, I know a lot of people are going. You know, the Blues are the Blues. You know, and they're not this, they're not that. They did have Robert Thomas as the 12th best center in the league. And looking at the numbers, I'm not going to argue. Or looking at who's ahead of him, I'm not going to argue with that. I can't see. Maybe there's one guy that I could put ahead of. I could move Robert Thomas up one.
I didn't follow. Don't get me wrong. There's a bunch of fantastic. Like you said, Robert Thomas is not the best center in the game. Like that's never came out of my mouth. But yeah. Robert Thomas is. First of all, I say it just like.
Here we go. Can you see the screen?
I mean, I can see the screen. I just can't. I can't see what's on it. But okay. I know generally tops.
Number 1, Connor McDavid. Number 2, Nathan McKinnon. Number 3, Leon Draisaitl. Number 4, Alexander Barkov. Number 5, Sidney Crosby. Number 6, Jack Eichel. Number 7, Austin Matthews. Number 8, Braden Point. Number 9, Mark Scheifele. Number 10, Nick Suzuki. Number 11, Jack Eichel. And number 12, Robert Thomas. Of those, who would you move? If you would move somebody.
For Robert Thomas to sit in their place?
No, plain and simple. If you think that Robert Thomas should be higher up the list or lower, or with that list with those 12, do you agree with it, or would you make any changes?
The bottom part of it, I agree with. And Crosby, like I said, Crosby is there. Like Crosby's still a great player, like still fantastic, still a legend. He is mostly there, given his name value alone, and that doesn't make him. That doesn't mean I think he's higher up in the list or lower. Yeah. He's fine where he is. As for the two guys that stand out to me, and I know you're not going to agree with me, that I would probably put below Robert Thomas is one would be Mark Scheifele, and I like Mark Scheifele, underrated center. I think he's a great center. I think Robert Thomas has him beat, man. I really do. I just don't know. And then the other one would be Suzuki. I think Suzuki's great. And I see this discussion all the time that Suzuki's better than Robert Thomas, and you have a bunch of Montreal Canadian fans, talking about, oh yeah, Suzuki should be in over Thomas, and I'm sorry, he's a great player. I just don't agree with you. I think Robert Thomas is better than Nick Suzuki. I'm sorry.
So last year Thomas was 18th and Suzuki was 16th. I agree with you on that. I think Suzuki could be 12th. I would move Jack Hughes to 11th and put Thomas at 11 because I think that they're both probably like really close together. I think Scheifele's too low. I could put Scheifele easily above. So I would put Matthews where Crosby is. Drop Crosby down to where Scheifele is, and then move Scheifele to where Eichel is and move Eichel over to where Matthews was.
Yeah.
So mine would be Barkov. Make sure I get this right. Barkov, Scheifele. No, did I say that right? Move Crosby down.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, I would put Scheifele. Where Crosby is. So it would go. I said it. Now I don't remember it, how it was. It would go Scheifele, Matthews, Eichel, Point, Crosby. I would put Matthews ahead of Eichel.
And honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna get a lot of slack for this, and it doesn't matter because I've already said controversial things about Cale Makar not being, very good defensively. I'm gonna say it. I think Austin Matthews is a great center. I think he's a great player, but I think he's overrated. Sorry, hate me, don't hate me. I don't care.
That's fine.
That's
fine. I don't agree with you, but that's fine. That's what this is all about. Yeah. And then, so now here is what Central Division team has the best projected six. And by the way, there is nobody watching us. So if you want to put your face right up on the screen, go ahead, man. Let me do this because that might work. There we go. Or actually, I'll do it this way. So they can't see us, but they can hear us. So let's go to the top six. Which team has the best projected top six? This is Colorado or Chicago's. Donato, Bernard, Teravainen, Bertuzzi, Nazar, and Burakovsky. That's their top six.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado's, Lankinen, McKinnon, Neckis, Landeskog, Nelson, Nichushkin. Dallas, Robertson, Hentz, Rantanen, Ben, Johnson, Bork. Minnesota, Kasparov, Eriksson Elk, Zuccarello, Boldy, Rossi, and Terashenko, my boy. Nashville, O'Reilly, Forsberg, Marchessault, Serchev, Stamkos, and Bunting. Yes, I can't say his name. Russian names always get me. The Blues, Thomas, Bushnevich, Snugard, Shen, Holloway, Kyrou. Mammoth, Cooley, Keller, Gunther, Hayton, Schmaltz, Pateka.
Paterka, yeah.
And then Winnipeg, Scheifele, Connor, Velarde, Nyquist, Taze, and Perfetti.
Yep.
What's your thoughts on that?
Who would I put as the top? Who has the best top six? Honestly, I'd have to say Colorado, probably. For me.
Yeah.
I think Colorado has a great top six, especially if they're healthy. But I think a lot of people, like I said, would put Dallas there also. And I really like the reason I would possibly swap them is because I really like Wyatt Johnston.
Yeah.
I think he's a great young player.
Yeah.
But as for, As for me, the reason that they're not there is because I'm not a huge Jason Robinson fan. I think
Okay.
Jason Robinson, when he is bad, he looks like a ghost. I mean,
Yeah.
he is absolutely invisible on the ice. And in Colorado's case, like when one of those guys has a bad game, like a Natchez, like a Nikushkin, like they're not invisible. You can still see them out there. So
Yeah.
I think Colorado for me is probably number one as for top six.
Okay. I would agree with that. Now, when I go through this list, right? Let's start Chicago. They're just too young, and they don't have any flow. They don't have any chemistry. They don't have a system that works for them yet. They might find it this year, but as of this moment, right now, I don't think they have a system that works for them.
Chicago.
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut you. Chicago for me is dead last.
Right.
As for
so now we go to Colorado. When I look at this and I go, where do I go? Who's the weak link in this top six? And I can't find one. I can't find a weak link in this top six. And that being said, I'll say something earlier that might not go in court with that, but that's a strong top six. Really, really is. Mm-hmm. Now, I go to Dallas, and I'm pulling them up as we go through, right? And I find two weak links in here. I think Rantanen and Ben. Ben is, 36 now?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And Rantanen has he's revitalized, but he's also been known to be an issue in Colorado, right? That's why Colorado was so willing to let him go for almost nothing. Right, and then the new team that took him got rid of him right away.
Well, because
they said no.
Nope. He was a cancer. He was a cancer to Carolina. Anybody who knows that he came in and said he didn't want to play for them.
Yeah, right away. So right there, that's two weak links for me. And I do like Jason Robinson. I just think that he doesn't have. He's being handcuffed a little bit. That's why he does what he does. And it's the same thing we had with the Blues when Berube was here. He handcuffed Kyrou, right? Now everybody hates Kyrou. Then I go to Minnesota, and I like their top six, but there's a lot of question marks. Tarasenko's a question mark. Can Kasparov put a team on his shoulders? That's a question mark. Can Rossi and Boldy figure things out? There's a lot of question marks when it comes to that top six, right? So then I go to the next one, and I go to Nashville. And Nashville, I go, oh, my God, just name recognition. This should be one hell of a freaking top six. But they have the same issue that Chicago has. They don't have chemistry. They don't have a system that works for them. There's a lot missing, right, for me when it comes to Nashville. There's just look, and I have O'Reilly and Marchessault on my fantasy team. I need them to be good, but I don't know. The question marks are everywhere.
I get what you're saying, and you know how I feel about O'Reilly because I like O'Reilly. O'Reilly's a great player. And don't get me wrong, I love Stamkos too. Stamkos, he's my first ever hockey jersey. I love Stamkos. I loved him. But it's like I said, we'll get into it, when we do the full thing. But Nashville's not high on my list. I think that they're not going to be high on a lot of people's list because of last year. I think they're going to end up higher than people think. I really do. Now we get to the Blues, and the Blues are Thomas with Buchnevich and Snuggerud, and then Shen with Holloway and Kyrou. Now I have talked about that line, how I don't like it, left, right, and center. And at the same time, I'm going to turn around and say this. I just said earlier that I couldn't find a weak link in Colorado. I think that right there might be one of the best second lines in all of hockey. Oh, yeah. And Shen Holloway and Thomas?
Kyrou, yeah.
Yeah. Or
that could be one of the best second lines in the entire NHL. And I'll be honest with you, I wish it wasn't. Because I think it could be. Here's the thing. I think it could be even better. I think there's some changes you could make to make that second line even better.
Yeah, there is. And you see that, and I don't, and I'm gonna kind of kindly call you out a little bit because
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, and I do like how you said, oh well, I don't see a weak link in how Colorado has Nathan freaking McKinnon on it.
Yeah.
So Nathan McKinnon, I'm sorry, Nathan McKinnon and McCarr, they're gonna do most of the heavy lifting in Colorado.
Yeah.
They always have. They've been doing it for years. If you look at the point totals, Cale McCarr and Nathan McKinnon are leaps above everybody else on the team. So they're going to do most of the carrying. The thing that I like about the Blues and the way that they construct their roster is they're never bad enough to get a top or like a number one pick, but they're never good enough, to have a superstar per se. I mean, I guess it kind of goes with what I was saying.
Yeah, you gotta
The Blues build build a blue collar team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's impressive to me when the Blues are good, because they never do it when they have a superstar. They never do it when they have a McDavid or a McKinnon. It's always when they have guys like a Robert Thomas, a Jordan Kyrou. Good players.
The closest thing we've had to a superstar in the last decade has been Tarasenko, plain and simple.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. And that's not to say, and Tarasenko, like I said, a great player, superstar. But do I think he's on a Nathan McKinnon, McDavid level? No. I'm sorry. Yeah. I think he's a great player, not on that level. So the Blues have always done this with superstar here and there, but not that level of superstar.
Yeah, I'm with you. Right. And then we go here, the Mammoth, Coley, Keller, Gunther, Hayton, Schmaltz, and Proteka. I still think that they're in a honeymoon phase, and it could go away this season. So I'm not putting much on Utah. And then Winnipeg with Scheifele, Velarde, and Connor, Taves, Perfetti, and Nyquist. Taves is the question mark there.
Yeah.
Taves is the big question mark. I know how Nick feels about him, but I think you can't sit there and go, second line really hasn't played in 3 years.
Well, and that's why I think Winnipeg. Like I said, I told you with certainty, Winnipeg's not winning the division this year.
Yeah.
Winnipeg, I don't think sniffs the President's Trophy again either.
Yeah.
They have made us better. I like Jonathan Taves, and like you said, you know how I feel about Winnipeg. That's the only reason I have sympathy in this case for Winnipeg is Jonathan Taves. I like Jonathan Taves, but other than that, I do not like Winnipeg, and I think that they took a step back with the moves that they made.
I'm with you. I do agree with you. For me, I think the Blues sit second. I think it's Colorado, St. Louis, Dallas, because the Dallas is question marks, and I would put Winnipeg fourth. Yeah, I really would put Winnipeg fourth. Scheifele makes that team.
Oh, I'm a big Kyle Connor guy too. Kyle Connor's good too.
Right.
But they really, I will say, like I said, their impact for me in a top 6 role really went down for me. Because they're putting, first of all, they're putting a lot of faith in Jonathan Taves to come in and be the Jonathan Taves that he was. Over a Nikolai Ehlers. Do I think Carolina overpaid Nikolai Ehlers? Oh, 100% they overpaid him. Like 100%. But that was a good guy for them. Like Winnipeg was strong when they had Nikolai Ehlers on that second line.
Yep, I'm with you, man. I am with you. Well, we're a little over the hour. We're about an hour and 5 minutes in, so I think that's a good part for the show. And the purpose of the show was to kind of go over and talk about the lives that are coming up. I'm looking forward to them. I really am. They're fun. The lives are fun because, we're going to have an agenda. And I know this is going to chap your ass a little bit. If we get through that agenda, I will be absolutely freaking amazed. Because lives have a life of their own. And sometimes you think you're going in one direction, And if there's a people there, they will kind of pull it in another direction.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that there's enough people there that, yeah, we're going to try and go in this direction, but it may help us get in another direction.
Yeah, that's the whole goal, fan involvement and, really trying to grow the show and, really make it what it's about, like you said, make it about the fans.
Go back and look at my show from Cusamanos on January, I want to say in January 2nd or 3rd, 2023.
Okay.
Right? I did 2 shows there. One of the shows, you see me, I think it's a game day show, dodging coasters. My buddies, I had guys from high school there, friends from high school.
Yeah.
And, I went to high school decades ago. My 40th anniversary, my 40th high school anniversary is coming up next year, or in 27. So that's how long ago I went to high school. These guys are tossing coasters at me, and I'm like dodging away, trying to do the show. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I do enjoy them. The second live I did at Warden, where I was able to get Wendy and Lance there, was really good. Mm-hmm. Oh, it was really good. Oh, that show was so good. And there were like 4 people there, but it didn't matter. Oh, that show was so good. I remember you had people coming up and talk. Yeah, there was all kinds of stuff going on in them lives, man. And it was a lot of fun. So we're gonna, the lives are coming, and it's all gonna be about you guys coming out to it, figuring a way to get out to them, right? Because I'm saying this, I need this trip with the show. I'm being dead honest. I need the support, right? I need the support in order for me to do this, and I have some other goals for between now and next July. In order for me to do this and still be able to meet those goals, I need the support, or this is going to fall off, right? We're talking about lives, Wendy, right? We're talking about lives. But unfortunately, I'm at right at the end. I'm going to cut this out here in about 5 minutes. So otherwise, I would definitely have you come on and talk about the live we did at Warden, because it was so good. But in all honesty, Justin, and I know you're, we need the support this season, right? And it's got to be steady. I need to see at least 10 people, 15 people on game day shows during the Sunday show. We're doing this on purpose on Sundays at 7 p.m. St. Louis time. So people, and this isn't live, so you're at home watching this. So people will tune in for an hour and a half, and interact with us, right? We need that. I mean, I need to see that, or I'm to the point where I'm just gonna call it. Yeah. Right? Maybe I do it here and there, but to make it be a large portion of my week when I could actually be out driving. So I'm an independent contractor. I only make money when I'm in my car for 10, 12 hours a day, right? If I'm taking prime time, 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, that's prime time for me to do these shows. I got to have some ROI, right? And my ROI is you. Is the fans, people watching the show. And yes, and right now I know I'm preaching to the choir. There's 2 people watching. I may have to take this later, cut it out, and make it a little real, because it is what it is. I am at that point. This is my 7th year, 7th season doing this. If it doesn't come this season, it's not. At some point, I have to face the truth. It's not going to come. Yeah.
Right. I think a good rule of thumb is, and it's not like about a financial gain or anything like that, because you've always said that's not what you want. You want to see the show grow. You want to see people enjoy themselves. And I'm new to this space, and doing this is not easy. I mean, we talk for hours offline, how to make the show better, how to make it more engaging for the audience. That stuff is not easy to do, just on a whim. And like you said, you've been doing it for so long that like you would like to see a little bit more. And I understand that. I think even more so that it becomes like a psyche thing. Like, hey man, I've been doing this for so long and I just not seeing the engagement. I'm not seeing the growth.
Well, look at Corey.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on TikTok. Now, look, I was posting every day for a while, okay? Like Corey was.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see anywhere near the growth that Corey saw.
Mm-hmm.
Anywhere near. And nothing against Corey. My stuff was just as good as his. Right?
Yeah.
Now, I didn't do the questions and things like that, but I still think it was just as good as his. But he has doubled, surpassed me. He's on his way to 1,000. I'm sitting at 364 and have been under, been in that range for over a year.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, I got to look in the mirror and go, "You're not doing. It's not coming. People just don't like you or whatever. They just don't get you." And I get that. It's okay. It's not like I'm being throwing a brick in my face. I'm just saying at some point I got to be honest, right?
Yeah,
and I love Corey to death.
Mm-hmm. I think for me, seeing as I'm new to this whole experience, it feels good to know that you're doing good things. So, I appreciate, for the select few that have actually reached out to me personally and have given me praise and told me, I'm a good addition. I appreciate that. That goes a long way. That makes, when me and Guy hear that type of stuff, that makes us happy and excited, and even more excited to do content and live shows and try to get that stuff out to you guys. So
AC Generator just sent me a message. Says he can't write. He's watching TV via the internet tonight from where he is. I'm not going to say. He says, I was at the Cusimano show with the coasters. It was right before the Tarasenko and O'Reilly trades.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So I wasn't bullshitting about that. Right.
Oh, I didn't think you were.
Right. There's proof. The proof is out there. Well, see, Jason, it's not. I just don't want the numbers. I want the interaction. If my numbers at 350 were interactive, are the 700 that were in my group. There's 700 people in my group. 10 are active, right? 10 are active. We get, I've got 2,000 followers on Guy Benson, my Guy Benson Facebook page, my creator page. 10 are active. 15 are active. It's not the numbers. I want the activity. I don't care about 10,000. I don't want 10,000. If I had 100,000 followers and 12 were active, what good does that do me?
Yeah,
I'd rather just have the 12 that were active, to be honest. I want the activity. That's what I want.
I think what most people don't really understand is when you get the interaction from the audience, you get more of a reach.
Yeah.
So
Wendy, and I don't mean to jump on you. The thing is, Wendy, and I love you, man, and you're great. I like what you do. I wish I could do more of what you did, because then I would probably have the same numbers you do. But we started at the same time, and I stagnated. And I've done, with my live shows, I've probably doubled your content. Doubled your content, but I don't get shared. I don't get put around. I'm not putting out. It basically comes down to this. The live shows don't work. Yet I love doing them. But at some point, I got to find the balance between what's good for me and what's good for my soul and what's good for my life. Right? Good for my life is the working, driving, making the money. Good for my soul is the shows. I got to find that balance. And that's what I'm talking about. Right? I know for a fact live shows don't work. They do not work. Right? For me. Other people can make them work. For some reason, I can't. Get it. Fair enough. Right?
It's tough. Like you said, this space, and we talked about this before, the space, it's not easy. Like, it takes a lot to grow. It takes a long time to grow. And yeah, like you said, you've been doing this for a long time. And like you said, there is got to come a point where you're like, we're just not going to have it, but I think if you keep working at it, I think the dynamic.
Actually, Wendy, I stand corrected. I only have about 200 more videos than you do. Wendy said he has 1.1 thousand. I have 1,300.
Oh, okay.
So Wendy, actually we're pretty close. So we're pretty close, and I have 746 subscribers, and that I usually drop one, gain one a week.
Mm-hmm.
So it's staying pretty well steady. And I will say this, probably right now the majority of my stuff is live, where the majority of Wendy's stuff is the studio, the pre-recorded stuff.
Yeah, pre-recorded. Yeah.
Yeah, it's videos, straight videos. Where, like, the last video I did was the one I did when I was on last time during the playoffs when I was on with Mick Kearns, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I haven't done videos in a while. Like that was 4 months ago. Before that, it was 2 years ago. Before that, it was 4 years ago. So I haven't done the videos in a long time.
Yeah.
Right. And you know what? That is something to come back to be honest. You and me can talk about this, Justin, when I'm home, about maybe doing some recorded shows, doing a 30-minute recording type vodcast, mm-hmm. instead of doing the coming on and doing the with comments and that, just doing it live. Or just doing a recorded one and posting it as a video.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, honestly, there's a lot of people that like, the podcast, and that's what they do. They listen to podcasts when they do certain things, work, go to the gym. Podcasts are very popular. I think that when it comes to like this type of space, I think pre-recorded, videos, on YouTube, and especially, I think those get a lot of more traction because they're a lot easier to digest, than having to sit and listen, an hour and 30 minutes to 2 hours, kind of thing.
Yeah, well, the thing is like, for example, the Let's Go Blues radios. I mean, they go 2 hours sometimes. It's the same mm-hmm. thing. They do the same thing, but they do upload theirs and they do get downloads. Now, I have done where I've downloaded the shows before, the live shows, downloaded them, but and it takes a couple hours to download it, right? Mm-hmm. And I got very little to go with it.
Yeah.
Right? Got very little to go with it. It was the amount of time that I was taking to produce it for the ROI wasn't there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? And I know it was early. Maybe I quit a little early. Maybe I should get back into it or look into doing it again. The interaction is what builds it all. At one time, it wasn't. Though, Jason, at one time I didn't see, there's people around that aren't here now, but they can tell you when I just did regular shows, right? Did a half-hour show where I talked about different things and I highlighted different things, and I would get 300-400 views on them. I wouldn't get great views, but I get views, right? I get views. I get, and then my Layla one believe it or not, I get very little credit for it. I was one of the first ones to really take Leia mainstream, right? Before she hit the mainstream media, I was already out there promoting her.
Yeah.
Right? I was already out there promoting her. And, again, I'm not looking for the credit. I'm just saying I was doing it. And, it didn't go anywhere. Right? So, well, we're at an hour 20, so now we're way above where I wanted to be. So I'm going to call this, Justin. I want to thank you for coming on last minute impromptu. But I really did. I wanted people to see what it was like to do a thumbnail, what it takes. It's not wham bam thank you ma'am, and what it kind of behind the scenes of what it takes to produce the show, right? And to produce a live. When the lives, I have to be at a live an hour and a half ahead of the live. It takes that long to set up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It takes that long to set up. It really does. And the thing is, it's hard for people to help me because I don't know how to explain how to help me.
Yeah.
Right? That's the other thing. I don't know how to explain it because there's things that, because I've done it so many times that I know what Wendy's been there. Wendy's seen me set up. Wendy has seen me set up. And I know he wanted to help. So, but I didn't know how to tell him how to help. I really didn't. It's not, you got to now I think if Wendy came to one of the, he could help me because he's seen it. Right? He knows where I need the camera. He knows how I need to set up the cables. He's seen some of that. Right? He's seen some of that. And he could help then. But first time out, I can't explain it. It really is hard.
Yeah, I've told you I've never been tech savvy, like at all. So, all this new to me.
Well, not completely the tech problems. I mean, Wendy, that was, believe it or not, I think that was self-imposed. I think that what happened is in some way with me doing, logging into somebody else's internet because of, staying in an Airbnb or whatever, that turned on when I normally had it turned off and I didn't know it. But it might have been something self-imposed. But not just that, just in setting everything up, getting the camera where it needs to be, putting the laptops where they need to be, putting the soundboard where it needs to be, getting the cables set up, getting the other camera set up, getting the TV set up, getting the HDMI, the sound, getting the mics to where the cables aren't all running over each other. They're not snaking. It takes time. And I mean, you saw that. You saw it firsthand twice. I think you saw me the day that I couldn't do a show, and then when you came the second time when I did do a show, you saw kind of more how it was set up. So that's kind of what I was getting at, right? The first time I tried to do a show, we did a test show, and then when I went and when I tried to do the show, I couldn't go online. Because somewhere my ad blocker got turned on, or my pop-up blocker got turned on. My adware, when it got turned on, it wouldn't allow the pop-up screen to stay for me to start the show. Right, and it took me, and I didn't have, I couldn't get a hold of anybody, and I had to from tech support, and just it was a pain in the butt. But it takes time to do this. Right. And I got to breaking everything down and putting everything back up. And, I'm traveling. I'm one of the reasons I fly first class is I get the extra 20 pounds in my suitcase, 40 pounds in 2 suitcases. Right. I have a lot of gear. I have to bring a lot of gear. Right. I got a 5-pound camera. My laptops are heavy. My soundboard, I have a smaller soundboard now than what I had before. So that'll help a little bit. But, it all adds up. It all adds up. I'm bringing 10 pounds worth of cables.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay, man. Thank you so much. I'm probably going to go drive through some. It's September. I have until the 15th to re-get my elite level. So I have it carry on. And when I come back in November, I'll still have it. The way it works, I'll get a free month. If I can get it this month, I'll have it in November, which is what I want. So I got to go to work, and I appreciate your time. I don't know if we'll do a show this week. If something happens, we'll do a show. There was something we were supposed to talk about. What was something that came out with the Blues that we were going to talk about? Now I forget what it was.
I don't know. I haven't seen much on the front as far as I know.
No, I feel like something popped up in the news or something with them. I tried to win those banners for the thing. BlueNote Blues and Brews. I went last year. I would have liked to have gone this year, but I'll be in Montana. Open house. No, I won't be there yet. I don't know. Maybe it'll hit me. I don't know. Okay, well, we'll call it here. Let's see. Oh, no. I know what it was now. Dum, give me your gum. I know what it is now. Give me a second. Dum, give me gum. We will spend a few minutes talking about this. You and me did talk about this offline. The Hall of Fame!
Yep.
The Hall of Fame. We did talk about this. Me and him talked about this offline. Here are the possible nominees. Right? Here are the nominees. They can get your vote. You can give a vote. Al Arbor, David Backus, Ron Caron, Emil Francis, Grant Fuhr, Ken Hitchcock, Barrett Jackman, Joey Mullen, Adam Oates, TJ Oshie, Jorgen Peterson, Joel Quenneville, Rob Ramage, Brendan Shanahan, Mike Shanahan, who was the owner for a while, Alexander Steen, and Pierre Turgeon. Did I miss somebody? Oh, no, I said it. Okay. Yep. Okay. I read them all. Anybody leap out to you?
For me, I think we kind of mutually agreed on this one. But I think Adam Oates, was kind of what we were talking about.
Yeah.
For
Adam Oates probably played the least of anybody on that list for the Blues. Right? He is one of two known Hall of Famers on that list. There might be another one. I think Ron Caron might be in, but I'm not sure. He might be in as a builder. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think Arbor is in. I know Quenneville isn't in yet. I know Brendan Shanahan might be in the Hall of Fame. I think he is. Right? Turgeon is in the Hall of Fame. Pierre Turgeon's in the Hall of Fame. Grant Fuhr may have played just 3 years with the Blues. I don't remember. 249 games. Yeah, that's probably right, about 3 years. I think it was 3 years with the Blues. Maybe it was a little bit more. Adam Oates, 195 games, so a lot less. Only Gretzky and Lemieux had more assists in one season than Oates in 90. Right? 58 goals. He had 286 points with the Blues in 195 games. Right? Everyone credits Brett Hull with saving hockey in St. Louis. Hull doesn't save hockey in St. Louis without Adam Oates. I'm sorry. Yeah. I was there. I lived it somewhat because I was also in the Gulf during this period for some of it. But right there, I can't. There's nothing else that I could. I mean, that's my vote. Plain and simple. It's Adam Oates. There is. I could easily vote for Ron Caron also. Right? In fact, if I look at this list and I say who's getting in? Because the fans get a vote and whatever. Who's getting in? I think Ron Caron's getting in. I think Adam Oates is getting in. And I think Shanahan or Turgeon is getting in. Those are my three. Right? Steen, too close. Oshie, too close. Jackman, too close still. Maybe another year or two. Backus, too close. Right? Hey, Shaggy, I see you, buddy. I see you, Shaggy. Right? I are who are your three? If you had to pick three, because that's about what they'll put in. They'll probably put in three.
Yeah, I would, like I said, I would do. Honestly, if I had a three, I think the three that you named were probably what I would name for sure. Adam Oates for sure. Shanahan probably. Turgeon's a good one. I think maybe for name value, Fuhr. But even though he didn't play, his crazy amount of time here, but those are about the names that I could see. As for the other ones, like you were saying, like TJ Oshie, David Beckett, those guys are too close. That'll be a couple years down the line.
Oh, we do have to do a show together, Shag. We miss you too, man. I'm going to be on the mainland, and I go to my Facebook page, Shaggy. I think you're on Facebook. I got some events scheduled, man. You can probably join us virtually for one of them, right? I think you're on Facebook. I think he is. I don't remember. If he's not, I'll have to send him some links via. I have to figure out a way to send him some links, or at least send him the hard copies of it. I will. There will be companion lives. I just got to wait until we get a little closer to the event to put the companion lives out there, because they'll have to be, and I'll have to remember, because I have a studio set up, so like me and Justin, Justin has one link that he can always use to get into the show. But if I do these companion lives, they're going to have a separate link, and I just got to remember to get it out there. So I'm going to wait a little bit before I do that, so I don't mess things up. Ron Caron was the general manager twice, from 93 to 94 and then in 97. And he made the most famous trade in Blues history, which was Hull. He also traded for Oates. And again, this is the balls this guy had. Do you remember, or do you know who he traded to get Oates?
I do not. And like I said, this lore kind of comes from what I was talking about. Like, I know every name on this list.
Yeah.
As for living it personally, I've only lived personally through a few of them.
Okay. The name that he traded is in the Blues and the NHL Hall of Fame. Fedorko.
Yeah.
He sent Fedorko to Detroit to get Oates.
Yeah.
That took balls. Now, Fedorko was at the end of his career, but it still took balls for a guy that wanted to play in one team for his entire career. That took balls, and he did it. Right? He brought McGinnis here, definitely. And then Shanahan, Blues chairman or / owner from 86 to 95, led the ownership group that purchased the Blues in 86 and built Kill Center. Right? He's the guy that came in after I can't think of his name now. The guy that bought it from Ralston, and I can't think of his name. He came in, again, saving hockey in St. Louis, keeping it here. He bought it from the guy that, I want to say it wasn't Chickets, but it was somebody else. He bought it from that guy and really did keep this team here, right? Al Arbor, first captain in the Blues history, was a head coach for 3 years, 70 to 73. Really, really good player. He talked about, there's a period where Arbor talks about, I read something, him and his wife, when the Blues, when he first, they didn't do anything together. The teams didn't do anything. He started having the barbecues at his house and things like that. And that's what also led to Unger having barbecues and things at his house. Emile Francis, the general manager of 76-83. He's the one that drafted Fedorko, Suter, and Newt, right? Head coach for a couple of for parts of seasons. There's some good names on this list, right? Real good names on this list. Rob Ramage, 441 games, captain of the Blues. There's, how many captains are on here. So that's where we're at, right? And I guess at that point, no, come full. Yeah, no, I'm done. I'm done, bud. It's time. You're right. No, I can't see what I want to see here. There we go. Okay. So we're done. I knew there was something that we wanted to talk about, and it needed to get talked about. So
I do. I remember it now. Obviously, now that we talked about it, but I was like, what did we talk about? And then I was like, oh, yep.
Yeah. Okay, bud. Well, thank you. Hopefully we'll keep, we talked during the week. Keep talking to me, right? And I'm saying this to you personally. Don't you ever feel like you don't have somebody to listen to you. Gotcha? Got me? Got me? Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm saying the reverse. I with you, I feel the same way. I always know I got somebody to listen to me. So thank you, bud. A lot of fun today. Shaggy says we rock, and thank you. We appreciate you, Shag. Guys, have a good one. And there's only one way to end this show. If Guy can figure out how to click the right buttons, which he hasn't figured out in a long, long time. Ashley used to call me Buttons. All right, because I couldn't click, because I'd always click the wrong button.
What are you wearing?
A Canadian tuxedo. And I'm a hockey player. Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Hawaii Blues fan, we're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
This is Guy and Justin saying aloha mahalo, and you got to know we're bleeding blue with you. We'll see you on the next BlueNote Fan Report, and show up to our lives. We love each and every one of you. Aloha.